New numbers, new area codes, new winters and new summers. More expansion, just think about it and make me wonder. Knocking on the beat like a relapse, I feel it coming.
All right. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with us today. Welcome to Discussions with Dubb. All right. This is a platform where I sit down with entrepreneurs, creators, and people from all walks of life just to have real conversations. We talk about their wins, their losses, and lessons, everything in between. So the goal is really simple. We're going to highlight your authentic story, potentially inspire some others, and we're just going to give people a deeper look into your path and how that shaped your success. So we're going to jump right into it. So for those who may not know you just yet, introduce yourself and tell us where you're from.
What's going on? It's YP from Unseen Asylum, Stockton, California. You know, we in the 209. What's good?
Yes, sir. And speaking of Stockton, tell us what it's like growing up in Stockton, what your upbringing was like being out here.
So growing up out here, we moved all around, bounced all around out north. Probably moved a good 3-4 times. Me and my parents, my sisters. I don't got no brothers, so just moving around, man. And I was the youngest and the only boy, so a lot of time I was just kind of running around, like I don't got a lot of family out here, so it was just me. People I met and befriended every. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, yeah, man. Stockton wasn't too bad.
Okay, bad. And so, how would you describe yourself outside of music?
Passionate, caring.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Two of those things, mentor, things like that.
Got you. Now, was music something that you always wanted to do growing up? Or did you kind of find some type of influence or jump into it at a certain age?
We definitely jumped into it around, when I was like 12 or 13.
Okay.
So my cousins called me. They was just like, hey, we rapping now. We a group. I was always a music person, so I'd always have tons of music and tons of tapes. So they was like, bruh, bring any instrumental, you got a tape that got, back then a lot of the tapes would have songs and the songs would be like 3 minutes of beat playing.
Yeah.
So he was like, bring all that and we're just going to start recording on shit.
Absolutely.
So we did that and, kind of was walking me into being a producer to a degree because that's, the producer takes care of the music.
Absolutely.
So, kind of messed with it, had fun. And I was like, man, this shit hella cool. And then we just started fucking with it. You feel me?
Found a joy in there.
Hell yeah.
That's dope. And then what about your cousins? They still do music and stuff?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. We still rocking and getting it cracking, you know what I'm saying?
That's fire. So like kind of speaking about more influence, what were some of the first artists that you remember listening to? That you took a keen to?
NWA. Straight up. We always heard, like, back in the day, because the MTV wasn't playing rap and shit back then. So It was like Van Halen and Prince and Michael Jackson, of course. And, but the first shit I really fucked with was NWA. Like, my parents played, what was it? It was Dope Man. And we first heard that and just, at the time, you never heard anything like that.
Right.
Like, some actually slapping. And then, more importantly, I'm a kid, and I'm hearing these niggas, they cussing, they talking crazy. I was like, you could do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you could do that and not get in trouble. I was like, yo, this shit hella hard.
That's
and then,
fire.
that's kind of what really just kind of perked my ears up. Like, yo, hold on a minute.
Okay, and then how, in comparison to when you got started with music, like what was the time frame between like hearing stuff like that and getting into music yourself?
It was kind of long because when I heard that, I had to be maybe like, it was 86, 87, so
okay.
I had to be like 5 or 6 or something, you know what I'm saying? But I still was like, this is hard, you know what I'm saying? So I started fucking when, like I said, like 12, 13, so it was a little while after that. Okay. But I definitely had some influences after to a degree.
Okay. And then so like, do you feel like you were had a creative sense as a kid, or that's something that developed once you jumped more so into music and messing with your cousins with the music thing?
I think the music kind of brought it out. Because I can't say to zoom along in that part of the story, right?
Yeah.
Right before my cousins was like, yo, let's do this, I listened to NWA Niggas for Life album.
Okay.
And just, that was like the very start of like G-Funk and everything, you feel me? So, we hear it. And I was like, I'm a little older now. I was just blown away at just how great everything sounded. And then, of course, like, damn, you could say this shit? They like, bitch, suck my dick. And, you know what I'm saying? They saying crazy shit. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I'm sitting there like, and they on TV, they getting paid for this shit too. This is, okay, like, it's lit. It's possible. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that shit kind of just propelled me to start wanting to try. I kind of was like writing little shit on the low and shit. And then my cousins was like, we doing music. I was like, say less.
Waiting for my moment.
Say less. Let me pull up and, we'll figure out. I mean, I was going, that's my cousin. He's like my brother. So I was going over there every weekend anyways. You know what I'm saying? So just, hey, bring your tapes next time, nigga. Brought my shit. And we just, I didn't even know what the fuck we was doing. Niggas had a karaoke machine.
See, I was gonna ask you too. What was your process back back then? Because it definitely is not. It wasn't like no setup like this. So tell us a little bit more. Dive deeper into like what's your process and how that setup looked when you and your cousins first dove into it.
Yo, niggas usually are not usually. Niggas literally had a karaoke machine. Right, I get there. I'm in my head like, how was the fuck this even gonna work? First of all, but I get there. Karaoke machine got a little mic. Mic jack in.
Yeah.
And then, you play tape on one side, you can record on the other side, and then you could, if you got the mic on, you feel me?
Yeah.
So, niggas was doing that, and I was just watching, and I was like, bro, the fuck? Nigga, you could do this? And, like, niggas did, like, ad-libs and did everything, but it was like, you had to keep recording it. So, if you record on one, all right, now we got this kind of, like, the lead. We have to put that tape in, get another tape, and then record it and rap over it again.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, bro, shit was crazy. But
that is wild. That is wild. So I know you said you did a little bit of writing, did a little bit of producing for your cousin at first, but you were like you were actually rapping as well, freestyling, anything like that?
Not really freestyling yet, just kind of writing, just kind of seeing, what this even do. I had no equipment or anything. So I was like, let me just try to write. And then once niggas was like, we doing this, I was like, bet. So I started trying to figure out how to do the music. And then I remember we had a PC. Like it was back in the day, bro. It was like one of the first, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
PCs we had. It had no recording equipment on it, but it had like a little, back then they would have a little microphone that came with your desktop, right? Yeah. So I took the mic and I had like a little shitty keyboard I borrowed from my partner. I put the mic by the speaker and I'd play a melody, and there was something you could record with on the computer.
Yeah.
Then I would go out of that into like a boombox or something that you could plug into. And then I would play that, you know what I'm saying? They would record on the tape, and then I would do it again. I'd bring the speaker over, play something over it. Damn. And bro, it was crazy.
It was a whole process.
It was a process. And then on there, you could like scrub back to where to start. It wouldn't scrub while you're doing it, so you could just move it back, and then when it was time, you just let it go. And then boom, you know what I'm saying? We were doing like, it was some bootleg looping. And then after that, we kind of figured out how to do a pause tape, which would be like, you got them both going. You kind of just sync them.
Yeah. And
then when the loop over, you pause it, rewind it back, and then sync it again. And then you just did that hella time. So like sometimes the loop would be off a little bit. Sometimes, but we were just starting to figure out. Yeah, we were starting to figure the shit out a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Now, in that time, did you consider it more to be a hobby when you first jumped into it? Or?
Oh, definitely. Okay. Yeah, we were just having fun, fucking around. And then, my cousins made a slap. Like, they made a slap. And then that's what had us like, oh, this could really happen. Hey, shout out Tizzle and To The Face, because the first song we used was one of their songs.
Okay.
They had this song called Habitual Criminal. And it was back then, you sell single. And on the flip side, it might be like just the instrumental. So it was an instrumental, but it had the chorus on it.
Okay.
And I want to say at the time they were going by Funk Mob. So it was 4 of them, so it was like 4 verses on there. Right. So my cousins just did a verse each.
That's dope.
And then the chorus was already on there, and we were just sitting there like, hold on, nigga, like, this is a slap. Huh? Yeah, we was like, wait. And then that kind of just had us like, all right, let's try to start figuring this out more, you feel me?
Okay. So it was would you say that was a turning point where you started to take music seriously as like a career, or?
Almost. The real turning point, we started doing that, figuring out, we're fucking around. Shout out my cousin Takitha. She gets signed, like, unbeknownst to us, she's working on music shit on her own. She's my older cousin.
Right.
So she ends up getting signed to RZA, this has to be like 94, 95 or something, right. You feel me? So she's like, nigga, I'm signed to Wu-Tang. Bro, this is like when Wu-Tang they're the biggest shit on planet Earth at this time, you feel me?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So she's out there fucking with RZA. And then she would come back and like give us tips, because this is pre-internet, pre-everything. So like we didn't even know where to buy equipment, what to get. Mm-hmm. Like we had no idea of anything. We just know we wanted to do it. So she'd go and then she'd come back and be like, hey, like
That's what you do.
Get this and buy this and try to find this. But seeing her get signed, we were just like, oh shit, this shit is cracking. It's possible.
Man, we can do this.
Like, it's possible. And like, then when she ended up getting on the Wu-Tang Forever album. Now, mind you, she had a song on there by herself.
Oh, wow.
So we're really like, nigga, it's cracking. She got a fucking song by herself on their shit.
That's fire.
Yeah, it was crazy. We were just like, oh yeah, it's super possible. So that kind of had us like, yo, let's try to really fuck with this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So like when you started to make that transition to taking it seriously as a career, what were some challenges that you say you would face? Like aside from trying to figure out the equipment and things like that, what were some other challenges that you think that you faced trying to either record music or just get your music out there?
Definitely, it took us a long time to even think about getting the music out there. We were just more so focusing on the craft, making sure we were good, right. Trying to find the equipment, where to get it, how to scrounge up the change to get it. Because you feel me? This back in the day, nigga, you making beats with keyboards and drum machines and all that shit's $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. So you know, we in high school, like you know, what I'm saying? Like
$2,000 back then.
Yeah, well, actually, I was in middle school and my cousin they was in high school, so like. We were trying to figure it out, but we were still coming up with different things, coming up with different ways, learning shit, buying little equipment, piecing up, you know, putting things together. Like that little sampler right here is one of the first ones we used.
Okay.
My
still hanging on.
Yeah. Well, I bought another. It's the same model. I bought it, you know, a different way.
Okay.
But I remember we got it from my sister's husband at the time. He would just fuck around with shit. He seen what he was doing and was like, "Here, y'all use this." And we was like, "Oh, okay." And then we started, you feel me, fucking with that. I had a little Casio keyboard. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were just starting to figure it out and piece it up. And, yeah, it just started getting better and better. And then, like, so my cousin would come. She'd be like, yo, work on this. Here's some shit, like, work on your drums. We'd be like, all right.
Start gaming you up.
And then one day, like, that shit kind of just clicked. Because, you know, like, if you're playing on a keyboard so long, you're going to eventually start figuring it out. So we kind of started figuring that out. Mm-hmm. And then things just started coming together. But I had recording studios at the house, like I was in high school. So, you know what I'm saying? Like we were starting to figure it out then, have a little 4-track, you know what I'm saying? Ended up getting a mini disc recorder, like, you know. But yeah, that was kind of the main challenge was just like how do these guys get their shit to sound like that? And we just kind of started slowly figuring it out, you know what I'm saying?
I got you. So what are some lessons that you picked up from them early experiences that kind of you still apply to your work today?
To always be open and don't be scared to learn new shit, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, everything was new to us. So absolutely. We were just like eager and happy to learn shit, you know what I'm saying? Like even right now, I think I made a beat for the homie and I like, you know, I used my MPC behind me and then shit, I jumped on FL and then I played the keyboard after and he was sitting there like, bro, what are you using? And I was like, everything, bro. Like, but that's kind of, I laugh because when I go back, that's kind of always been our style. We'll use, you know, we had to hybrid everything and grab all these different pieces because, you know, we just had to figure it out. And so I kind of still produce that way. Like I still grab shit from different pieces. I got live pieces. I got, you know, just whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Put it all together.
Yeah, put it all together. Shit. There's times we jumped in the booth, did a little vocal pass and was like, put that on
it. So you got a long history, a long background in music, man. And I know that you even did this, you took your education through the music.
Yeah.
Tell us about a little bit about how you got your education, how you took it that path as well.
All right, so we were doing our shit. You know, this had to be what timeline from 96, 97, my cousin gets signed. We're figuring shit out. We end up getting a studio downtown and, you know, just our first little studio and we're trying to figure it out a little more. And then we kind of got to a ceiling. Like, all right, like, this is kind of as much as I could possibly learn at the moment, you know? Like I said, it was pre-YouTube. You know, nowadays, you just, bro, how you do this?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
YouTube University.
I was like, I used to read these magazines, these like, you know, mixing magazines and shit like that. And then I seen promoted Los Angeles Recording School. Looked it up, went on a little, you know, you go out there, check the school out.
Right.
And yeah, as soon as I got in there, I was like, yep, this is where I need to be at. This is where I need to go.
You felt
so
the vibe.
End up going, so it was 2006, we end up going. And it was crazy because as I'm in school, I started knowing, like, or learning that I knew way more than I thought. So I was sitting there, I was like, damn, I kind of know a lot of this shit. All right, cool. So I was like, all right, I'm on the right track. Learned a little bit more. Learned how to use like real SSLs and all that type of shit. I remember I had a tape machine class, and I like flew vocals on the tape machine. Like I cut the tape physically. Shit was crazy. Did cut it, pasted it together, and played it. Didn't even sound like it sounded like I did it on a computer.
What?
And I remember the teacher was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Bro, it's my first time even touching this shit."
So you're taking the tape itself and like slicing the physical aspect of the tape.
So a tape is 45 ips, 45 inches per second.
Okay.
So 1 second of time is 45 inches of tape.
Gotcha.
So I cut a chorus out. Chorus is what, 20, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Yeah. So I had to like find one part, hit it with chalk. You play it through, go to the end, scrub it, hit it with chalk again, you cut it. You got to pull the tape out, find the part that you chalked up there, cut it, tape it together, and then you listen to it. And then we listened to it, and it just, the engineer and the teacher there was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, how did you know to do it that good? I was like, bro, I don't even know.
Like you should have been teaching the class.
I kind of at times like a lot of like we would do like 4-hour class and then we do 4-hour lab. Okay. When we did lab, it'd be less of us, and all my classmates would always be like, bro, what are we doing? I'm like, ain't none of y'all paying attention? Like, nigga, what the fuck? I took notes and shit. I'm like, bro, like, y'all just, all right, I guess y'all ain't really on it like that. I was on it. I was going to, they would give us studio time and shit, so you could go and book the studio time, do whatever you want, but you got to go in there and with your knowledge, because ain't no engineer in there. You got to go in there and fuck with it.
You are the producer.
So I go in there and I have a classmate or two come, like, bro, I took notes. I know what to do. We in there running big ass consoles and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They like, yo, I was like, this the console that Michael Jackson used, bro. Come on.
That's crazy.
Let's fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, school was fun though. School was definitely fun.
That's a dope background. And so I know you kind of already talked about that you knew a majority of the stuff, and that you picked up a few things. What would you say is like kind of one of the biggest takeaways that you learned at that recording school? Definitely
invest in your mic chain.
Okay.
Like that was such the biggest thing that stood out. They were like, dude, don't have no. And it was crazy because it wasn't even about like the most expensive mic. It was just like, don't have a shitty mic and don't have shitty plugs. Don't have terrible mic pre's and shit. Like, put some money into that shit, because this is the most important thing that you're doing is recording the vocal. Absolutely. Of course, the music and shit, but there's like cheap, you know, there's little things and
shortcuts.
There's shortcuts like and shit for the beats. You know, I plug a fucking keyboard into some mic pre's and shit's gonna sound great. It already sounds great. So, but the vocal, they were like, you want that shit to be incredible. But of course, also, if you're micing up instruments, you got to go through the same shit. So it's just like, take care of that mic chain.
Yeah.
And so to this day, I'm just like very heavy on that. So, you know, I spent a couple dollars, and everybody always marvels. I just hired my guy, Mengizo. Shout out Mengizo.
Man, I know we talked about him one time.
Yeah. Before. So he's going to be working out of here now. And yeah, he came and, you know, showed me his, you know, his presets and shit. And I was like, bro, turn all that shit off. He was like, for real? I was like, just trust me. Just turn all that off. Let all this shit do the work. And then he like did a session, ran some shit through, and was like, bro, I ain't know. Yeah, he was like, I ain't know. And I said, yeah, bro, that's a secret. You gotta just, you can't skimp on the mic chain.
Trust the equipment.
You gotta trust the equipment. But you know, you gotta put a couple dollars into it, you know what I'm saying? Make sure.
Can't cut corners when it comes to something like that.
Man, it's like you know, you guys do video and shit. Like you don't want to cut corners on the computer. Like that's one of the things in your shit. You gotta make sure it's.
Because if it start crashing, it'll slow down the whole process. Yeah. And you got to do a lot of extra work on the back end that you don't necessarily have to do.
Man, like, you know, because you don't want to get some shit and then it's like, damn, I ran out of memory hella quick, or the RAM ain't strong enough. When we start really...
Yeah, I learned that the hard way early on. I was like, you know what? I got to go figure this out. So I went and upgraded to gaming PC the whole nine, because the laptop I was using, I was just like, it's just cheap. I can get done until I couldn't get it done no more.
And the crazy part, too, was like, they kind of let me know, like, we're in there learning everything, and they're like, the industry's about to change. They told me straight up and down, like, they're like, it's about to change, about to get more portable. All this shit's going to probably go away. I was like, well, shit, let's find out. And yeah.
Sure enough, it did.
We're on laptops now.
Straight up. Okay, so with that, you went through the LA recording school, and I know you mentioned to me before that you had graduated and went through some trials and tribulations when you went home.
Whew, yeah, so... You know, being a young man out here, you know, I was, you know, from where I'm from, I was we was doing some shit, man. You know, did some shit we shouldn't have been doing.
Right.
And it's so crazy because like it was like years before I even went to school.
Got you.
So I go to school, and then I'm out there. You know, I'm doing my shit. And I remember I took a nap or something. I woke up. I had like 15 missed calls. It's all niggas from my hood. And I'm like, what the fuck going on? Hearing messages like, bro, your family's cool. It's just, bro, something's going on. You need to call. So I call back home. They like, bro, nigga, the cops out here looking for your ass. Damn. I'm like, bro, I ain't even. I'm like, bro, what I ain't even done? Nigga, like, I ain't even there. And then, yeah, it was some shit from, you know, something prior, nothing too crazy, thank God. So I unfortunately had to come home and go to jail. So, like, I was like going to court while I'm in school. Yeah. And I eventually had to be like, man, y'all fucking up my school shit. Like, what can we do? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So talk to them. They were like, yo, I mean, they kind of caught us red-handed. So it was just like, fuck it. Yeah. All right, I'm guilty. What time you gonna give me? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, what can we do? Let's just get this over with. Straight up. But lucky it wasn't a super crazy event. Got like 6 months or some shit. Okay. So it was cool. Just had to knock that out though. So it just was what it was.
And now the reason I asked you that is because I was just curious, how did, if at all, did that affect like your outlook on life or music or change your process or affected it in any way?
Nah, I was on some like, let's get this over with. So as soon as I got done with school, I was like, I'm gonna turn myself in. You feel me? We got to get right back out and just get to it. You know what I'm saying? So did my little jail time real quick. You know, thank God I'm from Stockton, so I got locked up in Stockton. So as soon as I got in there, it was, I mean, the first cat I seen was like somebody I grew up with. As soon as I walked in, he was like, bro, they locking up everybody. He was like, what the fuck you doing in here? I was like, bro, it's bad, bro. But
that's crazy.
I was like, bro, I got a slap on the wrist, so I said, bro, I was going to do my shit and go home. Yeah. He was like, say less. And everybody I knew in there kind of knew what I was on. So they were like, all right, bro, like, just chill out, bro.
Yeah, just sit down, do your time.
And chill out, do your push-ups and shit.
Get right back to your shit when you get out. Okay. And were you like in there focused on any type of music or write anything when you was in there?
Nah, that was hard. Thank God, though, my family was holding me down. And at the time, they just started these new magazine called, what was that shit called? It was so hard. But I remember it was through XXL, but it was specifically a producer magazine. Gotcha. So it just released. So they were talking to niggas like, okay, what'd you use? And they were talking like Dr. Dre was on the first issue, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so like luckily my family was like sending me those, or they were coming out, and that was keeping me cool. I'm in there looking at shit like, yep, I know how to work this. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was like, bro. He was like, you really know your shit? I was like, yep, you see this is SSL, this is what this does, this is what that. Whoop, flipping pages. Yeah, I need to get one of these when I get out. They was like, this nigga, okay. I was like, yeah, bro. I said, when I get out of here, I'm about to turn up.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
You sitting down gathering that motivation. Because you already had some stuff moving. You already had a little bit of motion.
Yeah, it was like,
I got to take this little time out, but I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to get out and hit the ground running. And that's exactly what I did.
Okay, so when you hit the ground running, right, is that around the time that you had formed Unseen Asylum?
Almost. It was coming. Okay. I got out. It was, 2007. We moved, you know what I'm saying, kind of worked like a year, just, got to get the family shit back right, make sure everything cool. Then we moved. And then when I moved, I would say around 2008-ish, my boy from my hood, he knew this cat named DJ Ill. Well, he didn't go by DJ Ill at the time, but he knew this cat named DJ Ill. And he was always telling about me. And vice versa. Every time I see him, be like, bro, you got to meet this nigga, bro. He's super hard. And then he goes, when you see him, be like, bro, you got to meet this nigga. So come to find out, we like lived around the corner from each other. So it was like, oh, nigga, pull up. Right. So he pulls up, we do some shit, you know what I'm saying? It was like, okay. Then he's like, nigga, come over here. I go over there. I'm like, bruh. Nigga had like a whole studio in the house. I was like, bruh, no shit, you got the whole
cooking up, huh?
Shit over here. Nigga turned everything, like just, you know what I'm saying? We was like, okay. So we kind of were like joining forces a little bit, like doing shit. I had a bunch of, I'm still working with my cousins. I got niggas I'm working with and shit. Yeah. And then we eventually get in the studio. Well, I got a studio in like 2009, and we in there. It was pulling up all the time. And then I think we was doing a song for my boy Chill. Shout out Chill. Okay. And we're doing this song. He had a homegirl, the Missus. Shout out to Missus. They're making this record, doing some kind of R&B shit. I kind of made majority of the beat. Ill comes. I'm like, bro, ask him, nigga. He's like an R&B guy at the time, R&B and hip hop.
Gotcha.
So I was like, bro, that nigga tickled them keys, bro. So he put the keys on. He has the bass line. I was like,
something crazy going on.
Crazy. We was like, ooh. So while they're in there writing, we're like kind of in the back, letting them write. And we was just like, bro, we should just join forces, bro. It was good. He was like, man, let's do it. The next day, this nigga pull up. He done brought like all this shit from his house.
I am not
you know what I'm saying? I had some gear. He brought his shit and was like, all right, bro, let's do this. So I remember we took like 2 or 3 weeks just reorganizing the studio, putting up soundproof shit, getting all the equipment hooked up, going through a ton of drums. We pretty much were sharing the drum machine. So we were like, hey, I need these type of drums. He's like, bro, I got these type of drums. We compared all our drum sounds, sat down, wrote everything down, programmed everything, and was like, all right. Then Unseen Asylum, the name came about. We were just like, all right, like, I'm YP, the cult leader. Nigga, you DJ Ill. I was like, to say the beat is produced by YP, the cult leader, indeed, that's the hell of much to try to remember.
Right.
We need a name.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out a name. Shout out my nigga Killator from Corp Circus. He helped us out. We're talking to him. I was like, bro, I like Asylum because we kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I like that, but maybe add something to it. And my boy was like, yeah, Asylum, that's cool, but he's like, man, y'all niggas are producers, bro. Like, y'all should be Unseen Asylum. As soon as he said that, we was both like, that sound like, hey, bro, make the cards. Let's go. Make the cards. Let's go. Made the cards, made stickers and shit. And yeah, we just started getting it cracking. You know what I'm saying?
So you feel like you guys had chemistry right off the bat as soon as you guys made the introduction, or was it kind of developed a little bit?
We kind of knew off the bat, but it was just like, filling each other out.
Of course.
But like I said, we had mutual friends. So it was like my mutual guy from my hood I grew up with, that was his, mutual partner. So it was like, yeah, nigga's good. Yeah, bring him over.
Yeah.
And he brought him. I seen how serious he was. He seen how serious I was. And I think we're both kind of like filling each other out.
Got you.
And then, yeah, like once because he would just come all the time. He just be, hey, nigga, what's up? I'm pulling up. I'm like, yeah, come on.
Damn.
So when we actually made that beat and we just kind of both seen what we could do and just listening to it back, we were like, yeah, bro, let's do it. I was like, you know how to engineer too? I engineer, and hey, bro, fuck it, let's get it cracking.
Work together, make it happen.
Work together, started making magic.
And then from there, you guys decided to open a studio together, correct?
Oh no, the studio I had opened, I was just like,
and then you guys,
I was like, fuck it, this is us.
Okay. Okay, so then, if I'm not mistaken, that became like a hub for a lot of artists. I know you said you worked with a lot of people in Stockton. You had a lot of collaborations,
man.
A compilation album.
Oh yeah,
talk to us about it, man.
Whew.
What was that like?
Those times.
He reminiscing now, huh?
Ooh. Cause we had that studio, we was doing hella work. The first studio was more of us getting our introduction on. So we started going out, going everywhere. There was a lot of places to do shows and shit back in those times.
Got you.
So we were going to all the events, passing out not flyers, business cards and shit and stickers and just, let niggas know, hey, bro, this Unseen Asylum. We producers.
Yeah.
Got studio. Here you go. Holla at us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we started working with pretty much everybody, and then we ended up getting a new studio. The studio we were at, they ended up kicking us out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they gave us the boot. They were like, I will put it on the lady that got us the space. Because, we talked to the person that whoever represented, and I was like, look, it's going to be a studio. She was like, okay. She put office space.
Wow.
So like a year or so in, they were like, y'all said it was going to be an office space. I said, no, I didn't. I said, I'm upfront about it. And she was like, y'all got to go.
Crazy.
So we found a bigger space. Was like, hell yeah, we need a bigger space anyways. We're growing. And then once we got over there, it was like up. That's when we started working with everybody. And then as we started working with everybody, we was like, yo, let's make a compilation. Fuck it. Show what we can do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I was like talking to a bunch of artists, and I'd be like, look, bro, like, I'll shoot you a beat and then jump on something. They're like, hell yeah.
You had like over 40 artists that you brought onto that compilation.
Over 40 artists, now, easily.
What was the idea behind bringing that many voices together, though?
Well, some of them are groups.
Okay, got you.
And then what really ballooned it was, shout out to homie Jay Jonah. He did a Stockton Anthem Factor Edition. He wanted us to produce it.
Got you.
So it was going to be something for his project. And I was just like, hey, bro, can we use that too? He was like, hell yeah. And that song alone had like 14, 15 people on it, you feel me?
Got you. That's a big song, bro. Right there.
Yeah, it was cracking. I ain't gonna lie. It kind of went up for the city. I remember it was a little maybe controversial because, called the Factor Edition and motherfuckers was like, where's Melly Mel at? Where's this person? Where, why ain't this person on it? We was like, damn, bro, like they were already on those ones. You know what I'm saying? And we're like, we're not saying nobody's not a factor that's not on it. It's just, this is who we got. This is who Jay Jonah reached out to. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to say on that one record, it was Ren, Peabody, Perp Reynolds, Syph Morrison, Rory, Luck was on it, DA, fucking Big Will. You know what I'm saying? I know D from Hallway. Who else? I know it was a few more. Jay Jonah, of course. Who else was on there? See, I'm missing a couple days. I was like, it was hella niggas on the record though. Damn. I remember it was like, it was a bitch recording, but yeah, we kind of just got it all done. I want to say, was RP9 on there? I think RP9 was on there. Like, it was hella niggas on the record.
That's crazy.
It was hella just on that one record. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we did a compilation just to show our skills. We worked with the homegirl. I think she went by Miss Music. I'm not sure if she's still doing shit, but we put her on there. We did like a pop record. Like, I mean, straight
pop.
Fist pumping pop record.
He said fist pump.
You know, the homies from, I think they're from Pennsylvania or Massachusetts. They went by Dead White Males. Okay. Did some hard, gritty hip hop shit with them. That's when I was still rapping, so I jumped on the record. I used we had a shitty mic. I was like, plug the shitty mic in, let's use that. You know what I'm saying?
Give it that real tone.
Give it that real tone. But it made sense too, because my guys were like, they were still like recording they were recording like rugged style. So I was like, yo, let's use this to kind of match the quality and shit. And like, yeah, that shit came out crazy. My cousin Dubb was on it, of course. Youngie Rep was on it. Yeah, it was hella people. Goldie from the Federation was on it.
Okay.
Tawl T and Okwerdz. Rest in peace, Tawl T. Tawl T and Okwerdz had a record on there that was super hard.
Tawl T from Stockton, right?
Yep.
Did he used to do like rap battles and things like that?
Yeah, okay. So we got Tawl T on there, man. Rest in peace, Tawl T, man. I really fucked with Tawl T, man. We were like, a little before he passed, like we met a little bit before then. Maybe like, I want to say like 4 or 5 months before then.
Got you.
But every time we linked up, it was always cool and love, and we would chill and like have these like we wouldn't even talk about music. We would talk about books and shit and just, you feel me? Like we were talking about other shit. Yeah. We talk about other shit, man. Rest in peace, man. That nigga was hella cool.
That, man. And so like with all those artists on that compilation and the way that you were working and kind of doing what you was doing, was that more so trying to get your name and your guys' business out there and what your skills were, or do you feel like there was an obligation for you to highlight artists in Stockton and the surrounding areas?
I think it was a little bit of both. Okay. We kind of started, we started doing our shit and, started getting known out here. And I was just like, bro, let's just put a fucking compilation together. What's cracking? I was like, we got all these artists in it now. Fuck it, let's do it. And then, kind of way to represent the city as well. Absolutely. And then really to showcase, yeah, nigga, we could do anything. What y'all want? Y'all need that boom bap, we got that. You need some trap shit, we got that. You need some West Coast shit, we got that.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, one-stop shop. Because I remember we had a super West Coast record on there. I want to say it was Peabody. I'm trying to think if Ren was on there. I know Collage was on there. I'm trying to think if it was them three. I think it was them three, but it was, I did use talk box and everything on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It went crazy. I got talk box somewhere.
Real different times. Now, I know you mentioned with some, I think it was the Pennsylvania artist that you had hopped on the track with them because you were still rapping at the time. At what point do you feel what point did you make the transition from kind of dabbling in being on the mic as well to just straight producing engineering? Or do you still kind of dabble on the mic?
I dabble super rarely. I just jumped on Swift's album. The last album he put out.
That's a talented guy right there.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I jumped on something for him. I jumped on something for my nigga Chill like last year or so. And I rarely rap now though. But yeah, I was like kind of half foot in, half foot. I was doing my shit. You know what I'm saying? I did a solo album a little after that. After we got that studio.
Okay.
After we got that one, then we had the one. Nope, I did it right before we got that studio. It was in between. It was on the in between. We had closed that one down, and then I had like a year or so before I got another one, and I just made something at the house.
Gotcha.
Life hit. I ended up going back to mom's house. You feel me? So I was there, and I was just like, shit. Well, I'm here. I'm gonna make a quick album.
Might as well.
Just knocked out a quick album. You feel me?
Get back to your roots. Get back to square one and make it happen.
Yeah, and that was fun too. It was like needed. You know what I'm saying? But I remember I made it fast as fuck. I probably made it like, I don't know. I only did like 7 songs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I did like 3 of them in one night. Like, it was my birthday. I remember that. It was my birthday. I had a bunch of beats made. I had a homie come. We knocked the record out. I kind of did one solo, and then my young nigga came, and we kind of like, we knocked his verse and the chorus out, and then I recorded my verse like the next day because we were partying and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was like, turn it up. So I was like, I'm going to lay this vocals tomorrow, nigga. And then like probably a couple of days after that, I did like the next 3.
Okay.
But just, I don't know. I just knew what I wanted
just
to do.
Just a real quick process, but you had the vision in mind already.
Yeah, it took longer for me to do the mixing and to figure out the promoting and all that shit, but just knocked it out real quick. Had fun, you feel me? Yeah, that was a fun time.
Okay, and then let's talk about also, like, dive into the Slide House era for me. I know you work with those people. Break that down for those who may not be aware of what the Slide House area is.
Yo, Slide House. Oh, man. So I met these guys. We still had the studio where we did the compilation and everything.
Okay.
In fact, Carlos Bryant, he's on it. Shout out Carlos Bryant, my nigga Joji. I reached out to them. I seen them in the newspaper. We were like, you know, we're early 30s. We're maybe 33 or something. But I just had the, you know, I had enough sense to be like, we need to get some young guys. we need to start reaching out to some young dudes. And part of it was when we were their age, we like, no disrespect to OGs out here, none of them was fucking with us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't think we were making enough noise or anything, or, you know what I'm saying? We were kind of in our own bubble. So I was just made it a point, like, we got to reach out to some young guys. So the first cats I meet was Joji and Carlos, you know what I'm saying? Super dope. They're super young at the time. You know, they come, knock some shit out, we doing some shit. And I was like, Joji, like, y'all niggas got, you know, you got some more partners and shit? And he was like, hell yeah. So then he brought Hundo, and then he goes by Mess Loki now, but SB brings him, you know what I'm saying? Brings Spill. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all kind of come, folks. And they're all like, bro, like, we ain't got no money, nigga. We young and broke. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, bro, don't even worry about that.
Process. Just
pull up. I'll be fuck with y'all. I like what y'all doing. You feel me? And then, yeah, it was like a whole squad of niggas, bro. So when we shut that studio down, I lost contact with them, and then I found them again. Okay. And then they were living at what was called the Slide House in Murata. Okay. Big 7-bedroom house. It was Spill's house. It was like Spill and his mom, I think sister. And then everybody else was renting rooms out. So like Ofa Show and them was there. Gotcha. Dex would be there all the fucking time. You feel me? Like all the time. My nigga Mario had a room there. My nigga Shaman had a room there. Hundo had a room there. So it was like, it was so cool because I go in there and everybody would be recording. So every time I come in, hey, nigga, what y'all working on? You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, this is crazy. Hey,
that's dope.
Yo, you know, give them a little hint. Hey, all right, bet. Go next room. Hey, what y'all niggas working on, bro? Hey, let me hear something. You know what I'm saying?
Some Dr. Dre shit in there.
I mean, everybody was doing their shit. I would just pop in and just be like, what y'all doing? Just, you know, give some little input and be like, okay, yeah. Yeah, do that. All right, boom. Yeah. And then, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was so fortunate to meet those guys, man. It was just a fun time. It was always a party. You know, I was like fucking with turntables a little bit, so I'd bring them over there and just fuck with shit, let niggas fuck with it. Like, y'all, yeah, it's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, shout out to not the Slide House no more, but you know.
For sure.
If they saw Slide House, they know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Now, how do you think that era influenced the sound coming out of Stockton?
Oh, extremely, because the sound was changing, like, for sure. And what they were doing was different. And that's what I liked it, because, you know, it definitely wasn't what I was doing. You know, they're young niggas. You know what I'm saying? So they were like, had this affinity for hip hop, but they liked 3 6 Mafia, but they like, you know, they liked Little B, they liked all these things, Tyler the Creator, and I was always an advocate of just, hey man, just make your shit. However you make it, make your shit. Yeah. So, you know, niggas was kind of making their own, and I just was like, it was so cool to see and watch, and it was extremely motivational.
Yeah. That's that. Okay. So, and then do you feel like you had played like a mentorship role when working with the younger artists? Oh,
definitely. Like I said, just kind of showing them what they do. You know, some of those cats, the first time, they would say the first time been in a real studio is when we had the lab. And I just always would encourage them. You know what I'm saying? If anything, just be like, bro, do that shit. Like, don't even worry about what anybody else saying or thinking or anything. Just make that shit. You know what I'm saying? Do the best you can.
Get to it.
You know, because, you know, they'd be like, there'd be times they'd be like, bro, like, you know, you got the big lab, this and that. I said, so what, nigga? Shit. Yeah. Put a sock on that microphone, nigga. You feel me? Back into it. And so, you know, but yeah, I love all those guys, man. You know what I'm saying? They definitely, that's something I learned too, like by working with them, is you got to keep some young blood around. Absolutely. You have to keep some young energy around. Mm-hmm. They're on top of shit. They know what's cracking, you know what I'm saying? They bring that excitement, that motivation and stuff too. So like, as much as I was giving them game. They were definitely teaching me shit too. You feel me?
Absolutely. So y'all was bouncing ideas, bouncing thought process off each other, and it kind of just worked as a collective. I like that. And then, so moving forward, right? Let's talk about. I know you had to shut down your studio at one point.
Yep.
2013.
Yeah.
What was the reason you had to shut down your studio?
Man, we had somebody break in. Keep it real. Somebody broke in.
Yeah.
And I just immediately was like, this building ain't cool. So we shut it down, took all our shit out. You feel me? Thank God, like, no crazy shit got stolen.
Yeah.
Stole a couple keyboards, some bullshit. He was like, whatever.
Small
shut it down. Took it to the house, regrouped. You know what I mean? And then, that's like around the same time at the Slide House. You know what I'm saying? Was going over there, was fucking with it. And then while I was with them a lot, I drove past this space. And I always was like, man, if that space is ever open, I'm going to get a studio. And then one day I was driving past it, seen it open, like, let me see what's up.
Yeah,
let me just see what's going on. I seen what was up. The lady was like, oh, yeah, it's lit. It was somebody I've leased studios through before.
Okay.
So I was just like, oh, yeah, let's do it. Good price and shit. Talk to the fellas. I was like, hey, y'all, like, I'm about to get another space. They was like, for real? I was like, yeah, bro, y'all welcome to come anytime. So I remember I used to give like some of them niggas the keys. I'd be like, here, y'all, here's extra keys.
Do what you do.
Fuck with it. I was working at Tesla and shit, so I'd barely be there. So I'd be like, here, y'all fuck with it. It's good.
Okay, so what kept you going and continuing to create despite that setback?
I would say determination.
Okay. Absolutely.
One of those things too, like I just been doing this so long. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I definitely thought about, this shit pissed me off. I was like, man, fuck this. And then I want to say maybe a couple months of not doing it, I was like, nah, this ain't it. I'm going to just not do this and just work. I was like, nah, fuck that. So went back and just started rebuilding. You know what I'm saying? Was like, all right, it's a digital age. Things were changing. I remember they just made an MPC, like a digital MPC.
Got you.
And I was like, oh, yeah, see, this is fate. It's meant to be. I was like, it's meant to be. And then, just started rebuilding. Man.
Okay. Do you feel like that moment and that setback kind of changed how you approach your career just in general? Or you were just kind of like, we just gonna keep it rolling and hit the ground running right when we get back?
It kind of made me a little hungrier, to keep it real. Kind of more like, okay, bet. Niggas thought they could stop shit. All right, bet. We gonna really show y'all niggas that ain't no stopping this shit. You know what I'm saying? It kind of put a little anger in me. I was like, okay, bet. I was like, watch, we gonna come back a little bit harder this time. And we did. That.
And then, so shortly thereafter, you had dropped a solo project, right?
Yep.
Okay, that was in about 2014, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Okay, so give us a breakdown of what that solo project did, because I know you had a feature on there as well.
Oh, yeah.
How did that whole project come together?
So that was, I think we discussed it a little earlier, but what happened was we was in between that. I was already considering doing a little something. I got a beat from O for Show, and that's kind of what started it. I was like, let me get one of these beats, bro. I got one, made a record. I chopped and screwed half of it, and, was playing it. It was going crazy on SoundCloud. The young niggas was, my young niggas, they fucking with it. They was like, oh, gee, this is going crazy.
No.
And I was like, I think I'm going to do a project. And then, I just was like kind of making beats. I had a little laptop, so I was kind of making beats while going back and forth to work. And then, that birthday weekend, I was just like, fuck it. Had the homie come, hey, bro, jump on this. Hey, Hundo came. I remember they all came. Everybody from the Slide House came to the house for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Everybody pulled up. And then that's why I was like, nigga, I'm doing a project, nigga. So had my boy come. We knocked the record out. My nigga Magnificent. Shout out Magnificent. And then Hundo jumped on the record. I think I did a solo. And I was just like, I'm about to just, fuck it. I'm going to do a few more songs. And then add the O for Show song. And I was like, I'm going to, call that a day.
Okay.
And, the album was called Murder After Midnight.
Murder After Midnight. Okay, that's dope. And then with that project, like, how do you feel that came together, like, in the result of things? Pushing it out and getting, like, responses and things of that nature.
Oh, it was cracking. We got Bizarre from D12 on it. I honestly just reached out to him. I reached out to him like on MySpace or Facebook, wherever the fuck is cracking.
Really taking it back now.
I don't think MySpace. I think it was past the MySpace time. So I think it was like Facebook or maybe IG was new. It was one of those. But I reached out to him. He was like, hell yeah, I'm down. Sent the record to him. And he was like, oh, you want me to get on this? I was like, hell yeah. He was like, say less.
He was with it.
Because I was gonna try to do a whole new record, but I had this record done with this. It was this Nightmare on Elm Street sample. but I sampled it from, it was an old Brother Lynch record, and they like sampled, you know what I'm saying? Like they like replayed that sample or something. I was like, I'm gonna sample that instead.
Got you.
So I sampled that, went crazy on it. DJ L jumped on, did the chorus and shit. You know, we wrote it together, and I was like, ooh, I did the lead voice, the lead verse, the first verse, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to figure out what to do for the second verse, and then I was like, oh shit, was Arce gonna nigga send this right away? And I just sent that straight to him, you feel me? And then we got good reception,
Good.
It was a nice little reception, you feel me? Some little, we got our like core followers and our core little fan base, so they were definitely fucking with it.
They bought into it and was supporting it.
Oh yeah, it was lit.
And then at the same time, or kind of in the same realm, right? You also produced Double Cups and Quaaludes with Tate.
Double Cups and Quaaludes. That shit was, I was doing that simultaneously.
Okay.
I want to say, because this is when we reconnected back up with Slide House. I was really fucking with Hundo the most, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like little bro. And so when we reconnected, I was like, what's up, bro? Let's do something. It was like, yeah. So he came to the house. We're chilling, smoking and chilling and shit. And I was like, bro, let's watch a movie or something. And we was watching, fuck, what's that fucking movie? Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh.
So we was watching that, and we were just like, nigga. And I remember after that, I was just like, nigga, let's just make a crazy ass album. He was like, all right, fuck it. So every day I was picking Hundo up. I'm like, I got some syrup. Nigga, I'd have some perks. I'd have like some weed. Like I just had we were fucked up the entire time making this project. But that was kind of the energy we was on. And we were just, And then it was one of those things too, like that's my young nigga. So I wanted to make sure I put my best foot forward. You feel me? Like, let me make sure I give him the dopest shit I could actually do.
Straight up. And
then kind of vice versa. He's like, man, I don't want to let OG down, nigga. So he was coming
to come correct.
He was coming as crazy as he could come. And we made a little baby classic. I ain't gonna lie. We just reissued or just re-released it. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
Super dope. That was such a fun time making that. We were just, like
good times, huh?
Syrup almost every day, bro. Like it was crazy. The songs came out crazy. We were doing skits in the middle of the songs and shit. And it was just super duper fun. When I listened to it recently, it just really took me right back.
Some nostalgic stuff, huh?
Yeah, like right back to that time. Because it was like right before we got the next studio.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, like things was about to change. I didn't even know it yet. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, just really excited because I've been wanting to do something with Hundo. And then, when we left that studio, I was like, fuck, we didn't get it. Like, we worked a little bit, but I was like, bro, I want to do a whole album, nigga.
Yeah.
So once I reconnected, I was like, look, bro, I got to set up at the crib. He was like, nigga, what's good?
Let's go ahead and run it.
He said, what's good?
And so the name of that album pretty much spoke for itself.
Double Cups and Quaaludes.
That's what was going on when you was making the album.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, we was lifted 24/7. Like, it was just so crazy making it, but it was super fun. Like a bunch of cats from the Slide House were jumping on, because that's what happened. I'd pick him up, he'd be over there, and he'd be like, SB, come through, Nate.
Yeah.
And then SB would come, hey, Spill, come on, it's live. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was,
it was together.
It was cracking.
And then he also brought you a pretty notable artist, too, at the same time.
Yeah, so some years later, we got the studio downtown, we're doing our shit, we're getting it cracking. We buy this house, it had to be 2017, end of 2017.
Okay. Right
when I get the house, Hundo's like, I got somebody for you, bro. I was like, yeah, what's up, bro? Like, who is it? What's his name? He's like, it's my bro. He goes by Murder Mook.
Murder Mook.
Murder Mook. Y'all know him as Haiti Baby now. So he goes by Murder Mook at the time. And I was like, yeah. He's like, bro, look. He loves West Coast gangster shit.
Yeah.
He loves you. He's like, he loves that shit. And nigga, I know you know how to make that. So let me just link y'all up. I was like, all right, for sure. And I remember we met him this is so fucking funny. We met him at Joann's. Because I'm like, I had to buy some shit. I just got the house.
Joann's Fabrics.
Okay. So I just got the house, and I had to get some more fabric for some of the shit to put on the walls and shit. So I was like, meet me over here. So I meet Haiti over there. I forgot who he was with, but he had a couple niggas with him.
Yeah.
So it's them, me, Hundo. It's like 6, 7, 8 of us. And we're like in Joann's. Motherfuckers was like, what the fuck is these niggas doing in Joann's?
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean? Legit, like, motherfuckers was, like, staring and looking. We like, damn, y'all ain't seen no niggas in Joann's before?
Probably not.
Yeah, they were like, what the fuck? And then, so we get in the car. Haiti ride with me and Hundo. And, Haiti like, here, put this on. The first record he played was, it was this record he did. I forgot the name of it, but he did it over this old Snoop Dogg beat.
Got you.
Now I'm just listening. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Then we get to the house, and I was just, it was my youngest, so I was like, yo, y'all go ahead and fuck with it. I'm going to chill in here. It's all good. Because Hundo knew how to produce, and he do all that shit, too.
Right.
So Hundo was like, that's his bro. So he was like, hey, nigga, been a minute. So I'm just letting them cook up and shit. I'm in the living room listening like, bro, that nigga's going crazy in there. What the fuck? And then I just knew Haiti was going to do something because he came in very respectful after, shook our hands. Hey, thank y'all very much. Appreciate it. This and that, thank you. And I was like, nah, bro, it's all good. It's a pleasure. We're going to do some shit. And he was like, check this out, bro. I got a plan.
Oh, shit. Since you said
bro. And then he just laid out his plan. And I was just like, okay. And in my head, I was like, I'd never heard nobody even do this. So I'd be like, nigga, this is what I'm going to do to get it cracking.
Yeah.
And he said that shit, and then he just started doing it. And I was like, oh, shit. This nigga really got a plan. Okay, that's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Damn. Okay. And what was the first song you guys made together?
Period.
And so you knew right away that record had potential, or what was the thoughts on it when you made it?
So real quick, right? So that was 2017. We played phone tag from 2017 December to like August 2018.
Yeah.
Because I'm at Tesla. So like every time he called me, I'm like on the way to work, or bro, I just got off. I got like nigga 7 more hours, so I got to go back. You know what I'm saying? So we just couldn't work, but I kept telling him like, bro, when I got time, it's good. And so in between that time, he had did like Fun Nut. He did Run It Back, and they're starting to do good. And I was like, okay, my nigga, that's what's up. I see you, bro. And I was like, nigga, as soon as I get time, I ain't forgot. Then I left Tesla. I just was like, fuck this, but I'm over it, quit. Called Haiti immediately, like, hey, nigga, I'm a man of my word. I said, I'd, pull up.
Yeah.
Haiti pulls up. Hey, what's up, nigga? Whoop de woo, man. Then he just kept it real. He was like, bro, where I was recording that, bro. He was like, man, it was a little treacherous, nigga. He was like, they gotta take a gun with me. He was like, there's a bunch of shit going on. He was like, nigga, it's crazy. He's like, I want to do other shit though. I want to try some different shit. And it's like, I can kind of only do gangster shit over there. And I was like, bro, don't worry about none of that. And I was like, shit, how you feeling? That's how we'd always work. It started from there. I was like, how you feeling, nigga? And he was like, I looked up the number one hashtag word on Instagram, and it was period. So we're gonna make a song called Period.
Hey, that's a smart.
Yeah, like when he said that shit, I was like,
to bring hashtag and social media into I like that.
I said he thinking different. Made the beat right then and there on the spot, just cooked up real quick. The funny part about that beat, if you listen to the song, right, he does his verse and it's the chorus, and at the end, the last chorus, like the beat, like the drums get faster and shit. I originally had the beat like that and then like that, just like going back and forth. The Haiti was like, hold on, keep that part off. Just keep this part. Take this sound, just keep just this part. I was like, all right, bet. And then he just laid his shit. And I was like, okay. At the end, he like did the chorus part. I was like, all right, double that part, put a triple. We're going to make it sound big at the end. And then right when we got done, I just put the other part of the beat. Did some little, I didn't even like mix it. That's the crazy part. We just did some little, you just do some beat cuts and all right, we listened to it and we both was just like, bro, what are you doing tomorrow? We got to do some more of this.
We got to build on it.
So we kind of knew right away. We were just like, yo, come through tomorrow. And
Absolutely.
Then he came through the next day and he brought like Yay, and AC and everybody. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when I found out, like, okay, like we from the same hood. Okay.
Got you.
It's lit. I was like, it's lit.
Got you. Now that's pretty dope. So what was it like watching that song start to gain momentum and the traction that it did? Because it took everything by storm.
I would love to say I knew. I mean, I knew like just talent wise when I listened to the record, I was like, this is out of here. It's just, we'll see if everything else kind of goes with it.
Right.
And then it just, I don't know, bro. It was kind of like when me and Haiti linked up, that shit was like the stars aligning or something.
Yeah.
That shit was just like destiny. Like, all right, we're just gonna
sound like you had a cohesive work process together.
Yeah, it was just like
that first track.
Let's just boom, this is just what it is. And like, and every record we did after that, that's how we did it. We just, hey nigga, how you feeling? Nigga would tell me something crazy. All right, and then I would just kind of interpret it.
Damn. And then so you went on to produce the full Warrior project.
Did the whole Warrior project. Then right before that, he dropped From the 9, I believe, or something like that. Right. Yeah. That's where the period landed on there.
Got you.
Because I remember he was meeting with labels, and they were just like, well, see, you kind of signed to Boss Money. You owe him an album. So when we got back, I was like, bro, you owe him an album, bro? How many records you got over there? He was like, 10, 15 or something. I said, bro, pluck some of them records, pluck some of these records,
put that out,
and get that done with.
Obligation.
He was like, say less.
Did that.
Threw Period on there, through Big Haiti, and then what was the other one? Shot Caller. Shot Caller that session was crazy. If you remember, he like went to jail for a quick, like super quick second. We went to go do this show, and when we got out, like we caravanned over there, right? Yeah. And then we got out, we like parked in a caravan. Bro, the police was actively breaking into all the cars.
What the hell? Yeah,
we caught them like breaking into the car. We're like, bro, what the fuck y'all doing? They were like, your door was open. We was like, no, the fuck it wasn't, nigga.
Bullshit.
And so Haiti had a gun in the car, but it was his legal gun.
Right.
So they see that and they start tripping. And, you know, niggas being niggas, who gun is this? Ain't nobody say nothing. So they was like, fuck it, took him to jail. You know, he does a couple days. They figure out what's going on, let him out. Right. This nigga was like, come over here, straight over here. Hey, bro, I need a county beat. I was like, what?
A little inspiration in there.
Okay. All right, let's do a county beat. So he brought his uncle and shit. Hundo was here. Nigga started beating on his chest. Started humming and shit. I was like, oh, shit, okay. And then I just kind of made the beat around that. And then that
was that.
But the Warrior album, we were just, I can't say we were working on the album. We were just recording and just doing shit.
And just piece together from there.
And we was just knocking shit out and just, you know, enjoying the process. You know, I was shooting Haiti some game like I, you know, would do with any artist I work with. So showed him some shit. I was like, yo, this how the studio is, how it work. Because I was like, trust me, I knew he was going to be out of here. Right. I was like, you going to be out of here, bro. And unfortunately, I can't come because I'm grown and got kids and shit. And, you know, I got shit I got to take care of. I was like, I would love to come hit the road, but I was like, I can't even do it.
And then so after that, you produced Change Your Life for him as well.
Change Your Life came in those sessions when we did all that.
Okay, so it was in the mix of all that.
Yeah, it was like, we did Without You with Filthy, right? We did that.
I remember that one.
But before Filthy jumped on, it was just Haiti.
Okay.
And I remember we was here. Shit, B-Love was there. She was in the session with us. She kind of came when we was wrapping up. And
shout out B-Love.
Shout out B-Love. He was like, yo, or, you know, Sus was like, this is out of here. And so the next day, Haiti comes. He's like, hey, bro, let's make a beat like the beat from yesterday, but different. I was like, all right, bet. So if you listen to Change Your Life and then you listen to Without You, right? There's kind of some similarities, but not. If you really listen, you'll be like, okay, like I kind of use the same elements and shit. And then Haiti just, I don't know, Haiti's recording process was always crazy because like I would never knew if he fully wrote or not. He would like, I'd see him writing and then he would do shit like, I didn't even have the booth yet. He'd take the fucking mic, put it in the middle of the room. And, you know, I'd see him like with his shit. And then eventually, like some point in the song, I turn around, he just no paper, just going crazy. You know, like, all right, fuck it.
Get into it.
Like,
yeah. Wow.
It was crazy because I want to say Change Your Life chorus, he just freestyled that.
Oh.
He just freestyled it. And I was just like, yup, it's almost there. Do it one more time, though. But yeah, something like that. Did it one more time. I was like, nigga, we almost there. And then he did it a third time. Like, that's it.
Got you.
That's it right there. He was about to like redo it too. I was like, nah, I'm telling you.
Just believe it.
That's it.
Okay, so that song eventually went platinum, right? And it charted. Yeah. What was that moment like for you as a producer?
Incredible. Super fucking cool.
You know where you were at and like what you were doing when you heard that news or when you got that information?
So when I knew that it was going gold first, because I had to go gold first. It was around the time it hit the Billboard chart and shit. So I remember I was at the movie with my homegirl, Nene. Shout out Nene. I was with the homegirl Nene. Yeah, she raps and shit too. She's dope. But yeah, so I'm in the studio or the movies. We go to the movies. You know, just a homegirl. She was on some like, nigga, I'm finna go to movies. Like,
yeah.
You know, I was like, shit, let's go. Then we get there. She was like, I got a bottle of Henny in case the shit's trash. But we 10 minutes into the movie. I was like, crack the bottle open. Crack the bottle open.
And start pouring that.
So while we in the movie, I'm starting to see like, you know, the homies and shit post about that. You know, like, hey, manager, like they posting. I was in there like, oh shit, nigga, this shit hit the charts, nigga. Damn. I said, girl, we should just leave and go to the bar.
Straight up.
So we left, went straight to the bar, had a couple shots and shit. You know what I'm saying? Celebrated a little bit. Yeah, that shit was cool. And then, yeah, shit was all over the radio, though. That was the more crazier shit. Just like, just really hearing on the radio at all times.
Like K-Win and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Shade 45 as well.
Yeah. And like,
that's big time.
But more so just hearing it out here, like prime time. Like, there was a point, I think I was going to pick my son up, and it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, bro. Like, that 3 to 4 slot.
Yeah.
and we going to get them, and they played like 4 or 5 Haiti records in a row, and I had like at least 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's cracking out here. I was like,
it's not like you plugged in your aux, you ain't got no CD playing. It's just straight like
we on the way and just put the radio on. Like, oh shit, it's up.
That's fire,
yeah, that shit was a great fucking feeling. I ain't gonna lie, you know.
So how do you feel like that changed opportunities for you moving forward?
It definitely opened shit up. It definitely opened shit up. Cause you know, like motherfuckers knew I was dope, but you know, once you get like an accolade, now it's like, okay,
I gotta go fuck with him.
I gotta go fuck with him for sure. Like for sure.
And then so following that, you had a bunch of different artists that you had worked with. And just Stockton alone, that you had some pretty big names. Talk about some of the people that you work with following that success.
Man, so you know, just from working with Haiti, we ended up working with. I always work with Ren.
Okay.
Like right before the Haiti shit, I landed a single. Ren was doing an album with Brother Lynch. Shout out Ren the Heat Boss. That's the OG.
Yeah.
So he was doing an album with Lynch, and I remember I pulled up on him and was like, you know, I'm trying to show him all the darkest, crazy beats. He's like, bro, we already got all that shit. Like, we need some other shit. I said, say less. Play some up tempo crazy shit. He was like, that's it, boom. And they did like a NorCal song, you know, shout out all the cities and all the shit.
Gotcha.
That shit got on the radio too. That shit was cool. And then yeah, what was the question again?
Just some of the other names that you had some of the other artists that came your way after that success that you had faced.
So Ren, and then you know Ren and Lynch that landed on their album.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I remember we did this crazy ass session. It was my nigga Cash Fed, shout out Cash Fed. He's from LA, I believe.
Okay.
So him, and then he got MBNL on the record. He got Slowby on it. He got Jock on it. Mind you, I kind of was already like doing shit with Jock. B-Love would bring him through and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I like was familiar with Slowby like through Jock and them. You feel me?
Okay.
And that was just a crazy ass night. I want to say Keep It Peasy was here. Puda was here. Shout out Puda. You know what I'm saying? Puda helped me make the beat and shit.
Yeah, everybody up in here, man.
Yeah, bro. Like, it was crazy. Like, that was before I was like still learning how to make those styles beats. So I was like, shit, Puda do the drums and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, get that cracking, nigga. He's one of the originators. So I was like, bro, have the drums and shit. You feel me? You know, that shit was, it was fun. But yeah, I worked with all those guys. Shout out MBNL too. Like, MBNL put up solo. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Did another single for Ren. This time he had X-Rated on it. X-Rated just got out not too long after that, or like right before we did that. Of course, he got out, and then you know, Ren was like, "Shit, let's run it back." I was like, "Bet." I remember I sent this nigga like 30 beats. I was excited. I was like, "Nigga, I sent him 30 beats." He played the first one and was like, "That's it." I was like, oh, I was like, thank God. I was like, I could have just sent that one nigga.
Damn.
Oh shit!
So you really played a hand in the way that the music scene was shaped, not only just in Stockton, but in NorCal in general.
Yeah, I got a little, you know, I added a brick to some of the foundation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because like the EBK guys, they were on their way.
Yeah,
they were on their fucking way. Like I knew it from the couple times I worked with Jock and the couple times I worked with Slowby. Like their work ethic was just ridiculous.
Because they're always dropping something.
Bruh, like I did this session. Thizzler paid me to do this session for, I forgot the artist name. They're from Seattle, I believe. So they came out here. You know, they were getting a verse from Slowby and probably gonna go shoot a video. They did shoot a video after. Yeah. So I had like 15 minutes left in the session. Slowby comes. I'm like, "What's up, bro?" I was like, "I got like 15 minutes." He's like, "Don't even worry about it, bro." That ain't good. I played the shit. I already had it queued up. Then he wrote his verse in like 5 minutes. I was like, oh shit. Jumped in the booth, laid his shit in like another 5 minutes. There was 5 minutes for me to fuck with. It was like, all right, bro, we out of here. I was like God damn.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
I was like, yo, rest in peace Slowby too. That was I want to say that was the last time I physically seen him, you feel me? Yeah. We would like chat and shit, but like that was the last time I physically seen him, you feel me? Like we dapped up, you know what I'm saying? Was like, yo, you know, I was telling him I was proud of him and shit. I was like, yo, bro, y'all niggas going up, bro. Keep doing that shit, you feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. And they sure in the hell did go up.
Man, went up.
That's wild. That's wild. So that's dope seeing that you had a hand in kind of evolving the sound of NorCal rap over the years. And even now, like recently you had produced a project for Sounds by Marley. So you still have your hands in things, right? You still have your hands in adjusting and all those things. What inspired you to be a part of the project that you co-produced with Sounds by Marley? All
right, so Sounds by Marley, shout out nephew, you feel me? I know his dad.
Okay.
So, you know, I've been fucking with his dad for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Been knowing him and mad cool. So, he was like, yo, bro, my son really fucks with music and he like plays. I'm like, really? He was like, yo, so like, let's see if we can do some work. I was like, all right. So he would have his son play shit, you know what I'm saying? And then I would sit there and then like make beats around the shit he was playing, you feel me? You know, just kind of help him out all the way because, you know, he kind of didn't fully know, you know, he has cerebral palsy, he's blind. Got you. But he know how to play, you know what I'm saying? Like, God-given talent. So I was creating. Like, yo, that's dope. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll help nephew with that. So that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Made it happen. And then, you know, shout out to Max. That's his dad, you know what I'm saying? He was the one that, all the features, all the shit, he made all that happen, you feel me? And I was like, let me just help with the music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, help record a little bit. And then a lot of times he'd send, you know, he'd be like, boom, I got this verse here, got this verse there. You know, I help piece it together, mix it up and shit. Okay. And yeah, super fun. Always a fun time working with them, you know what I'm saying? Dope. So when it comes like you said, piecing stuff together, from the producer mindset, when you're building a beat, what comes first for you? Drums, melody, a feeling? Like, what's typically that kind of process, or does it change depending on who you work with? Melodies always. I always start with a melody. Always do a melody first, and then I do a lot of beats on my own. So a lot of time I'm just, you know, I got my laptop, I'm chilling. I might be out somewhere. I might be in a living room. I might be in bed. Might be, you feel me? Yeah. Like I got to set up in the house. Got to set up in here. Anywhere you can get it in. Yeah, anywhere I could get it. I want to say on Swift's Homicides album, on the first one we did, the Goat Hanger. The Hang On song, I made that beat in Reno. It was like, it was Super Bowl. It was, I think it was 2024 Super Bowl. Yeah, 2024 Super Bowl. Me and my girl out there, we in Reno chilling and shit. She had a nail appointment. I go with her. I start chopping the sample. I had to like go outside. You know, I'm not used to being on fucking nail salon. So like, that shit it was fucking with me. I was like, yo, I got nails in there. Yeah, I was like, I'm getting dizzy. So I went and sat outside. She got done. We went back to the room. We was in this room, like, overlooking the city. And I was like, let me hear what I was working on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I listened. I was like, hold on. Added the rest of the shit. Came down from the high nail salon. Like, yeah, I was like, hold on. And then, like, I remember she was getting dressed or something. I was just like, let me just finish this slap, boom. And then we went out. Damn. And then, you know, I posted it, and then Swift heard it and was like, nigga, what's this? I was like, shit's you. That's you, nigga. Man. So real quick, briefly touch on Swift Homicide, because, you know, I got a few other questions before we wrap up, but I know you mentioned that we were going to talk about Swift Homicide real quick, because that's a crazy good artist right there, man. I love watching his clips, just the way that he raps and his lyrics, out of this world. Man. So talk about that experience and kind of working with Swift Homicide. So I met Swift Homicide, I want to say 2015 maybe. I remember we had that studio downtown, so it was like 2015. And he was signed to Peabody at the time. And so I remember I heard him. He was on this crazy ass shit. We were always on crazy shit. So I was like, Peabody, who's that? Like, nigga, what's good? Let me make a record for him. So I remember I made this record. Why Am I Psycho? I made the beat. I had a homegirl that sang at the time. Me and her sat down, wrote the chorus, had her do the chorus. Then I just presented, like, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's a record for you. Yeah. He was like, nigga, this is crazy. Jump on it. I was like, oh shit, okay. So I jumped on it too. And like, ever since then, we were just like, yeah, let's keep working. And then, you know, we kind of was doing our shit. Right. And then I want to say around 2020, we reconnected. Yeah, we relinked and we did, what record was that? We done did so many records by now. Yeah. Yeah. Because he got a crazy work ethic too. He got crazy work ethic. Stuff out. So like we did, I forgot the name of the fucking record, but we did this record. It was super hard. We were like, yeah, this is crazy. Yeah. And then I want to say about a year later, he was just like, hey bro, like, nigga, we need to do an album. Yeah. I was like, hell yeah, nigga. Like, shit, let's do it all together. So we knock an album out, and then it's now the Goat Hanger. So we knocked the Goat Hanger out. Okay. And then I remember he was like, all right, I'm about to promo real quick. And then he just went on Thizzler and just started murdering everybody. I think that's why I kind of became hip to him, because, you know, Thizzler, I think it was like a video, he had the machete and the mask or something like that. I'm just like, I don't know what this guy got going on, but this shit is crazy hard. Like, and it's crazy because we did, like I said, Goat Hanger, we did it like maybe like a year or two before we ended up putting it out. Got you. You know what I'm saying? Then of course, like as it got closer, we, you know, added a couple more records and shit, and then was like, but yeah, me and Swift are kind of like Dr. Dre and Eminem or something. Like, you feel me? Like, I can definitely see that. Like, I just know, like, you know what I'm saying, what he wants, you know what I'm saying? And then vice versa, he's definitely, you know, like, you know, we've talked, he kind of explained to me how he wants shit to sound and what he wants. And I was just like, I got you. And more so, I was just like, nigga, I already know what type of shit you want, nigga. I already know. You know, I'm grabbing the craziest samples for him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So look, man, you got a lot of history in Stockton, in the rap scene, NorCal, just in general. So talk about what's next for Unseen Asylum. What's next for you?
Ooh. I'm about to drop a couple projects.
Okay.
I got a project coming. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to drop it maybe a month or two. It's going to be called Soul Sunday, all soul instrumentals. You know, I just was on some soul shit. You feel me? And just pulled out my old MPC and just, you know, sometimes you got to strip it back to the basics.
Absolutely.
So I just felt like going back to the basics. So got that coming. I'm probably going to do another one. Not even probably. I'm going to do another one. When it gets closer, I'll announce that one.
Yeah.
Definitely me and Swift working. We just dropped one with King ISO. King ISO signed to Strange Music. Shout out King ISO, you know what I'm saying? Okay. They got a crazy ass one called Psychos out. What else we doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Moving to Houston. I've been working on this move for a minute. It looked like it's gonna finally materialize. I want to go out there and plant a flag and just, you know, do some more producing. Definitely want to get into more mentoring. I really want to open up a facility and then possibly work with like maybe after school kids or something like that and just, you know, teach them engineering and producing and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? You know, do something, give back, you know?
Absolutely.
And I like teaching and mentoring, man. It's really rewarding, you know what I'm saying? Especially when people are young and they really want to do it. Like I said, my whole reference of it is just like we were young and we didn't really have anybody.
Straight up.
I mean, besides my cousin, you know what I'm saying? She'd come and she'd give us the game, but she just, you know,
laid that foundation for
she was busy, you know what I'm saying? So she'd be flying back and forth. She'd come by, you know, Thanksgiving or something, be like, what y'all working on? Let me hear something. Play some shit. All right, work on this. Whoop-de-whoop. Nigga, RZA had one of these. You know what I'm saying? Give us a quick rundown and be like, all right, there y'all go. And then we take those jewels. And so definitely like to reach out and, you know, help out. You know, me and B-Love still working.
Absolutely.
You know, we got some more coming for sure. I think we just did the Cypher record. I think she's calling it For the Record. You know what I'm saying? Then we got some other records as well. You know what I mean? Okay. Just, you know, staying on top of it, man.
Straight up. So if someone watches this interview 10 years from now, what do you want them to understand about your story and your impact on Stockton music?
Oh, man, we just put a brick on the foundation out here. You feel me? Yeah, like we ain't the, you know, we ain't none of the pioneers. There was definitely ones before us, but we just definitely helped put a brick on the foundation of this shit going forward, you know, help kick some of the doors open, you know, and yeah, man, you know, if y'all want to give my props, that's cool. I fuck with it, you know, but if not, it's all good. Like we kind of put ourselves in the history books. We said, fuck it. Y'all don't want to give us props. Cool. Now you can't not give us props. You know what I'm saying?
And, man, the records speak for themselves, man. I'm looking at this platinum that you got, the gold plaque that you got up here right now.
That's the gold one now. I'm about to buy the platinum one this week.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
So I appreciate you being humble, but shit, sometimes you got to pop that shit too.
Yeah, I'm starting to, you know, sometimes learn to talk it a little bit. Yeah. But, you know, it's so funny too, because sometimes I won't even be talking shit. I'll just be like, I'll give like maybe some advice from, you know, unique perspective.
Right.
And motherfuckers be like, bro, you bragging? And I'm like, I'm really not, bro. I've seen a few things, witnessed a few things. I'm trying to just let you know. But I mean, it's the internet. Motherfuckers going troll and shit, you know.
Okay, so since you just said that advice, I'm going to give you this last question to sit on. If you could go back and tell your younger self when starting this whole music thing, jumping into it with your cousins and the whole nine, what would be the piece of advice that you give to a young YP?
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. Keep going. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's times you definitely feel like you're going to quit and feel like it ain't going to work out. But guess what? Keep
rolling.
Going. Because imagine if I would have stopped after they broke in the studio. That would have just been the end. That just would have been it. None of the extra shit would have happened. We wouldn't be in here right now. Wouldn't be no plaques on the wall and shit.
That's crazy to think about.
You feel me? So just keep going. I tell all my young cats, I say, keep going, bro. Just don't ever stop. There's no fucking time clock on music. You can make whatever the fuck you want for however long you want. You know what I'm saying? Like I might eventually transition to pop music. I might, ain't no telling. It's music. Yeah, whatever I feel like making. You know what I'm saying? I might still make gangster shit. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to keep it pushed. I kind of want to get the pop shit eventually.
Yeah, because I know you already said you had one record like that.
Yeah, and it's fun. And then just, you know, get more players involved.
Absolutely.
You know, I would tell myself to start that younger. Get some more people involved, some players, you know, some nigga get a keyboard player, get a bassist, get a, you know, because I'm ready for that now. I'm ready for that level of producing where I start Quincy Jones and Dr. Dre and this shit. I'm telling cats what to play, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm like actively learning how to read music right now so I could really get to it, you know what I'm saying? Okay. But we almost there.
I'm excited for what you got in store. I'm excited for that soul thing that you was talking about, the soul album.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy,
dope, man. As we wrap up, man, let people know where they can find you, whether it's social media, whether it's online with your music. Where can they find you at?
Boom, got the website, www.unseenasylum.com. We got the beat store on there. It got all our Instagram handles and shit, but I'll still give you the Instagram handle. Okay. Instagram handle at Unseen Asylum. I'm pretty much just on IG, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, you can find me on Facebook, but I'm really on IG. I kind of don't really be on there like that on the FB.
Okay, bet. And so, wanted to thank you for sitting down, taking the time to have this conversation with us. This has been another episode of Discussion with Dubb. Like I said, these conversations, they're just really about learning from each other's journeys, the highs, the lows, and all that comes in between it, right? So again, I appreciate you for sitting down with us. Appreciate everybody watching, for tuning in.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We had to get this in, man. You already know we came through with B-Love. We had talked about it, so I'm glad that
shout out B-Love, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Shout out B-Love for making that connection for us. But I'm glad we got to sit here and do this. And I definitely want to circle back in due time and make sure that we kind of revisit this conversation, because I know you're going to keep having things hashing out.
Probably after we do probably after the Soul Sunday. Yeah.
Say less. I'm with that. All right, man. Well, until the next discussion, I want you to keep building, keep growing, keep pushing forward. I love what you're doing. We love all the progress. And like I said, man, your work speaks for itself.
Appreciate it.
So until next time, man, this is Discussions with Dubb. This is YP for the Unseen Asylum. And we out of here.
New numbers, new area codes, new winters and new summers. More expansion, just think about it and make me wonder. Knocking on the beat like a relapse, I feel it coming.